Tammy Sytch. Now, she has pleaded no contest to DUI manslaughter charges. This is from The Observer. She issued the plea on Wednesday at Volusia County courtroom after originally having pled not guilty to all charges stemming from a fatal traffic accident in March 2022. Her trial was scheduled to begin on Monday, August 21st. According to court documents obtained by TMZ, Sytch has now pled no contest to felony DUI causing death, driving with a suspended license causing death, 2 charges of DUI with damage to property, and 4 counts of DUI with damage to a person. Sytch faces a maximum sentence of 25 years in prison. A sentencing hearing has yet to be scheduled. I can read a bit more afterwards, but your immediate reaction to this? Justice is slow, isn't it? With some 17 months?
Okay, she's been in jail since March of 2022.
It took her, if you'll remember, cast your mind
back. It
took
her a month ago.
Yeah, it took her a couple of months to actually get remanded. That's the word I was trying to think of. But yeah.
Well, Tammy, I like Tammy, but she's going to, and I've said this, she's going to kill somebody, and she did. And the reason she should be put away because she will kill somebody else, or she will hurt somebody else, or she will kill herself, which is probably I don't want to wish that on anybody, but she has to be protected from herself. And also, we got to protect people just driving around, going to the store. And she knows this, and she can bitch and moan, but I don't have any sympathy for her whatsoever. Here was a guy who got up one morning, he's a grandfather, 75 years old, driving down somewhere. And all of a sudden, here comes Tammy out of the blue. What town was this in Florida? It's on the beach somewhere.
I think it was like Volusia County was the county where I presume it happened, or where the court was. Is that not right?
Yeah, Volusia. I don't know where it is exactly. Okay. But he's sitting there, and here she comes, drunker than hell or doped up or whatever, and she hits him in the back and kills him. And now she had to be going 30, 40, 50 miles an hour. And he was stopped at a traffic light. So, and if he hadn't had a traffic light, she would have went through that and could have hit somebody else. That's what prison is for. Sometimes prison is to protect people from the person they put in jail, not for their punishment, but it's to protect people. In her case, I think that's definitely what they're thinking of. They need to put her out. And if they give her 20 years, I have no problem with it. Now, I don't know how old she is. She's about 50, right?
Around that age, yes. Volusia County is also just north of Orlando, by the way.
Okay. Well, so I know it was somewhere in Florida, but I have no sympathy for, and this is not the first time. This has happened 6 or 7 other times, and I don't know why she wasn't put in jail before. So whatever happens to her, it's out of my hands, but I think she needs to get some serious time out of this. And if they just give her 10 years, I'm going to actually be disappointed, really, because 10 years, hell, she could kill a couple more people. What if in that car there'd been more than just one man? What about a father and a mother and two or 3 little kids in the back? She'd have killed them all. Mm-hmm. So she could have killed 5 people. So anyway, no sympathy for me from Dirty Dutch for Tammy Sytch,
yeah,
or Sonny. No sympathy here. I don't have any sympathy for drunk drivers or doped up drivers. No sympathy at all.
Celebrity. You said beforehand you don't know why she wasn't locked up earlier. Do you think it was, she's got some notoriety stemming from years back? Do you think that's why she's been let off? Not let off, because she has done time before, but do you think that's maybe why she hasn't done some serious time until it seems like she's going to be doing now?
Yeah, but all these charges that she had, they weren't in just all in one state, right?
No, probably not. Yeah, probably New York or wherever else. Yeah,
and that's probably why she was in that state, she was a first-time offender. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, so I couldn't tell you. But she presents herself as when she cleans up, and she was younger, she was a pretty girl. She was a pretty woman. And sometimes judges are mostly male, and they said, well, she made a mistake, and I don't want to ruin her life. But by the same token, she didn't kill anybody either. And that's probably the reason. But since she's had a few other charges in Florida, and I think that they're going to, she's got to get time out of this. I don't, but it's according to the judge. The judge could be a hanging judge. He said, hell, give her 20 years. And what they figure is if you give them 20, they'll do about 8 or whatever, and then they'll get out. But
well, is
I don't know.
Is it
I
the
don't
same
know.
in
I don't
America
know.
where it's like a third off if you plead guilty, and then it's like another half off for good behavior, kind of thing?
Similar to that.
Mm-hmm. I want to bring up.
It's like that time I killed those 6 guys in Atlanta. I got 150 years, but I begged off, and I ended up with like 6 months.
You
probation.
admitted it. You admitted it. So
I
honestly
did.
Again.
I did. Hey, I'm joking about it. It's not funny, really, but I think Tammy's she's in a mess this time.
Yeah, I'm going to add some more stuff to this. This is actually more of a philosophical question. But you said,
I like those.
Well,
I like those.
Well, delving into the mind of clearly someone's brain who doesn't work like most of us and not accepting responsibility, and it's
you're talking about
fault.
me.
Yes, I am.
You're talking about. Oh, okay.
No, well, I mean, she has been described more than once as a sociopath or more. It's all about her and creating the drama, and she doesn't sort of maybe. I mean, I don't know. I've never spoke to her, but she maybe not register emotions like most people would. So, with that being said, does she really think she's a danger, or will her brain consistently come up with the reason why it's everybody else's fault?
No, she's like that. Whoever called her a sociopath called her, I think, titled her right. A sociopath, I don't know exactly the formal definition of it, but it's not caring for other people at all. And I think she's that way. What was her boyfriend's name? Chris what?
At the time, Chris Candido.
She didn't even care about him. I mean, she would just cuss him out in front of people, and she'd walk off, and he'd just look at guys and, he'd say, well, and I never said anything. I don't think anybody ever that I heard said anything to Chris about it, how she was making him look. But I think he had to truly be in love with that woman to put up with that crap. And I've heard so many stories about her. But the stories I've heard, sometimes you hear a story and you say, bullshit. That didn't happen. But when you heard a story about Tammy, now and knowing her past, you said, that's almost the truth slapping you in the face, because Tammy she was capable of doing that and did it, like having sex with other guys while he was in the other room. That's fact from what I hear. I just heard that, but I never saw that, but I've been around her enough not to even doubt it. So,
just to add one more thing, aside from the fact that I think she's looking at a maximum sentence of 25 years. Now, she has pled no contest, nolo contendere either way, and that is it's not an admission of guilt, but it's essentially the same as saying you're guilty, apart from one key reason. And I looked it up just because I wanted to know. Essentially, it's a legal maneuvering that, for the most part, depending on the state, the let's say the family of Mr. Lassiter, who was killed, then cannot use a guilty plea from Tammy to then go into civil court and then sue her for damages on top of the criminal proceedings. But because this is a felony, that generally doesn't happen anyway, and you still can use that admission of no contest in the same way as a guilty plea. It's sort of rather confusing, and it also seems to me
that is confusing.
Yes.
Okay, for them to sue her in civil court, I mean, what are they going to get? A damn used iPhone?
Some
That's all
somas
she's
down the
got.
back of the chair, maybe. I don't know.
And some old clothes or whatever. She has nothing. She spent all her money, from what I hear.
Well, won't the state pick up the check at some point?
What do you mean the state pick up the check?
Well, no, that'll be in criminal proceedings, wouldn't it? Because if you're found guilty of a crime, then you can ask for compensation through the government. Although that might be this country and not that country. It's
not this country.
No. Anyway, I'm trying to really think back to my very, very brief time when I was studying law, and that was something anyway. Listen,
you did not study law.
I studied it for 2 years.
Really?
You can't believe it, can you? I know nothing about the law, here or there.
I'd hate to have you as my lawyer.
Yeah, I turned up in this
listen,
t-shirt
first thing I'd say was, hey, I want to plead no contest, contest. You said, it's speeding. Don't worry about it. I said, I want to do it anyway. I don't want to be sued later on. I'm scared.